That's right. Excuse me. Greetings, fellow armchair imagine. Tiki here.
And Jacob Lyle, too.
How you guys doing? How you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing. How about yourself?
You sound tired.
I am. It's been an old busy week.
Well, today, folks, we are going to take it easy on the itinerary. We're planning on doing another full day at Knott's Berry Farm, and then going to the Pasadena Playhouse to see Little Shop of Horrors. And instead, Jacob, what are we doing? What did we decide to do as a backup plan? Because we're both kind of exhausted from theme parks.
Miniature golf.
Mini golf. Oh, yeah. I'm very excited. The mini golf place near Monkey's house looks pretty sprawling. I've driven past it quite a few times on the way to and from different things that Monkey and I have done together on these trips.
Nice.
And each time I'm like, I really want to go there. And so I'm excited to actually go there. It's not like as exciting as if we're like, hey, you're going to California Adventure and I'm coming with you. But
I mean, it's not exactly. I mean, I haven't been mini golfing in ages.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
And then, of course, tonight we've got Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep, that's still on the docket.
That is still on the docket. Looking forward to that, indeed.
It'd definitely be. Monday we did pretty much a couple hours of Knott's, which we pretty much covered everything there except for the mazes. Yeah, I mean, Tuesday we did Magic Mountain, which is more exhausting than we were anticipating it to be.
Yeah, Tuesday was insane, man. That was an insane day from a physical perspective and just from like a ride perspective.
I'd still say I enjoyed myself.
Oh, I loved it. I was just like completely exhausted afterwards.
Yeah, me too. I might have even hampered my enjoyment of Disneyland a bit.
Are you serious?
No, I mean, not entirely, but I could definitely feel the fatigue from yesterday.
Right.
I could definitely feel the fatigue from the day before.
Yeah, it was intense. Magic Mountain, when there's nobody there, is actually like you think that it's like the best thing ever, but it's intense because you want to get stuff done. Like, you know that there's only so much time in the day, and so you just end up running from coaster to coaster to coaster and all over around the park and doing loops and going up the Honda Express and going back down the Honda Express. And we did a whole vlog for Magic Mountain, but unfortunately I lost that somewhere in my memory card. I don't really know what happened to that. So Jacob, why don't we just give how about your top 5 rides at Magic Mountain and then your least favorite ride at Magic Mountain?
Well, I mean, I can't really give everything a top 5. Maybe not in any specific order. But
it doesn't have to be a specific order. Just name 5 that kind of stood out to you.
I mean, X2, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, that was definitely one of the most surprising ones. I mean, a lot of the stuff there is probably similar to other stuff we've been on, like even at Knott's. Which is, just ramped up to an nth degree.
Oh yeah.
But X2 is definitely unlike anything I've ever been on before.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember we all tried to ride on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we went for the first ride, Rob and I, Monkey and I, and when I first got it, I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. Then it leaned up, I was like, okay, this is, and then we started going backwards.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
He heard me yelling like several times. You didn't tell me it was going backwards. Yeah. So
what did you think when we got to the top of that drop and then we do that complete 360-degree flip?
I mean, as I mentioned, the going up part is probably the scariest part of the ride.
It is.
I mean, the other parts are definitely more intense, but the overall fear factor is just getting to the top. So I was like, after that, it was really fun, but still really intense. The second time though, was a bit more jerky than usual, but at least the first time was smooth.
Yeah, I was the only one lucky enough to get a second ride on X2. We pretty much bookended our day at X2. I got on one more ride on Full Throttle after that, but
yeah, Full Throttle is another interesting one. Let's see, Tatsu is also really good.
Yeah, Tatsu, that pretzel loop, just still one of the most forceful elements I've ever experienced on a coaster.
I was like, the first time wasn't so bad because we were near the center, but going around that loop when you're in the back, that's where you get all the stomach lurching.
Right, yeah.
I didn't understand. I understand how it works. It's just, let's see.
Ninja was fun.
Yeah, Ninja was definitely fun.
I kind of wish we would have done that more than once, honestly.
It was just more like fun coaster.
Yeah.
Kind of a simple fun.
What do you guys think of Gold Rusher?
Yeah, it was a quaint ride. I mean, obviously it's been there since the park opened, and they probably keep it around for tradition's sake.
Yeah, you guys went ahead and did that while I went to get some water.
Yeah, it was over with pretty quickly. It was actually maybe it's actually one of the longer rides there, believe it or not. Like it's like a 2-minute ride almost.
I can believe that. Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely fun. It had like its twists and stuff, like its inclines.
Mm-hmm.
No loops or anything like that.
And then, meanwhile, Jetstream was surprisingly painful for a log flume ride.
Yeah, I got pretty wet as I mentioned in the lost vlog. I got wet in several inconvenient places. Fortunately, I don't think many people seem to notice or probably assume that it came from going on the log.
Yeah.
So
you're all good. Okay, then let's see. Then our day got a little spotty. We did Superman. That was a big surprise for Rob. I don't think you cared for it as much.
I mean, it's not that I didn't care for it. It just wasn't like the most interesting ride I went on that day.
I hear you.
I mean, it's basically you shoot upwards. It's basically like Chippendale's Treehouse. You go up, then you go down.
Pretty much.
But just very fast backwards.
I do like the fast backwards launch though, and I like how it's gradual. So you're like just gaining speed the whole time you're on that track.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you. I'd probably go on it again if I didn't need a breather.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so then we went back down the Samurai Summit Hill, and we did Riddler's Revenge, and that was a no bueno on multiple levels.
Yeah, I mean, the ride itself, like the ride itself would be great. They just really need to fix the harnesses.
Yeah.
Let's just say, keeping it brief, severe pinching problems.
Yeah. It's definitely an issue. It's like it was to the point where I was just like bracing myself for every inversion. And when we got to the block breaks and I realized that we were only halfway done, I kind of just wanted to cry. I was like, well, I guess Tiki's not having any children. I mean, that ride sucks, man.
Fortunately, though, we got to unwind with Justice League afterwards.
And Justice League is amazing. Justice League blew my expectations out of the water. It really did. I wish that Journey to the Iron Reef at Knott's Berry Farm was in that same ballpark.
I mean, I think it actually kind of in a way a bit better than the Buzz one we did at Disneyland.
I think it is too.
I mean, and this might be an arbitrary thing that to make it, but I actually got like the top 5% both times I went on it of all time. So I don't know if I could believe the validity of that, but it makes me feel good nonetheless. So I'm not gonna knock it too much.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, out of everything on the trip, Twisted Colossus, not a bad ride at all. Very good ride. I definitely had it overhyped for myself. This is definitely a classic situation of Tiki overhyping something. I was going in expecting the best coaster ever, and what I got was not even the best coaster in the park. I think I still prefer Tatsu and X2 over Twisted.
I can see that. I mean, I enjoyed it relatively the first time, especially since we got to do the dueling thing. But the second time around, it's like, okay, I definitely noticed more problems with like the cart we were in. The first cart actually felt fine.
Yeah.
But the second cart we were in definitely had more it was definitely tighter and it definitely it somehow both felt tighter and looser at the same time. It didn't feel as snug.
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, it's like there were times when it was tight around certain areas, but when you're going around the edges, it was like you're about to fly out of it.
Yeah, and just for me, I don't know, the airtime on that thing was kind of ruined because the restraints kind of slapped over my stomach. And so every time I hit airtime, my stomach would just pop in and out of the restraints. And that was almost painful. So I don't know, maybe I'm just not a seasoned veteran in riding some of these more modern extreme coasters, but.
Well, I mean, we were able to handle the more extreme ones like X2. I mean, X2 is arguably more extreme than that. It just has better restraints.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I mean, that's also technically kind of a newer ride.
It is.
I mean, technically, Colossus has been there. They just probably didn't. They just probably changed the track, but didn't update the carts too much.
No, they got new cars for sure because the cars they have there are classic RMC cars.
The cars, I still say the X2 harnesses are probably the better ones actually probably one of the best ones in the park.
I think they are too.
They kind of have to be considering the system that's like has you dangling off the side of the track.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to be.
Let's see. Goliath, you probably don't have any strong feelings about Goliath either way because it's not a strong coaster.
I mean, it was fun. It was like another kind of fun one for me. Technically, I didn't technically have a bad ride, except probably arguably the Riddler. The Riddler, like I said, the ride itself and G-forces were fine. It was just like the harnesses were.
Mm-hmm. And then Throttle, man, I love Throttle.
Throttle was pretty fun. I mean, especially the fake out near the middle.
Yeah, I was excited to get your reaction to that.
I mean, and that was definitely pretty interesting. I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jacob, I actually have to step away for a minute, but do you want to tell the good folks about Disneyland?
I probably can't do everything in order, but I'll probably go over some of the highlights.
Yeah, just go over some of the highlights. I'll be right back. I just want to check something.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yesterday was the day we did Disneyland. And basically, I was like showing the works. Like basically did pretty much everything we wanted to do. Like we started with Pan, which was a good thing because it got really busy afterwards. Pan was like probably like one of the biggest things in the park, one of the most busy things in the park. After that, we got to be doing. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. It was definitely Indy was also definitely a highlight. Probably one of the best dark rides I've been on, in both terms of queue and the overall ride experience. That was probably the best part. That was probably one of my favorite experiences there. Hyperspace Mountain was also very fun. Like, of course, we got to see Galaxy's Edge, which was great. Galaxy's Edge was amazing, especially Smugglers Run. We got to do it twice. First time I was the pilot. First time I was one of the pilots, and then the next time I was one of the gunners. Second time was probably the most raucous we got, because we basically we went insane trying to get everything done to make sure we got a good ship delivery and all that. It was definitely also very fun. I mean, like, if anything, it's probably the ride experience is somewhat similar to Flight of Passage. You're not strapped in or straddling anything, but like in terms of like immersion and stuff like that, it's probably comparable to that. Basically, a more interactive lesson. Basically, more interactive Flight of Passage. Basically, and we got to do all kinds of interesting stuff that we got to go on the Jungle Cruise twice. Second Scamper was probably better than the first one, but both still did very good. There's all kinds of stuff we did. Like, as I mentioned, we did the Buzz Lightyear thing. I still think that the Justice League one was actually better, but it was still fun. Let's see. Hyperspace Mountain, as I mentioned, was good. After that, we pretty much closed the day with Fantasyland, which is also very fun. Fantasyland, we did a Fantasyland, so like Snow White's Scary Adventure, Pinocchio's Daring Journey, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. All those are pretty interesting to see. I mean, they're vintage Disneyland, and they actually have new effects in them. So it was actually pretty fun to see, too. We pretty much hit all the major areas of the park. And pretty much got to do pretty much all we wanted to do. Like, we had lunch at Plaza, and like around Ford Plaza Inn, which was a lot of fun. The Enchanted Tiki Room, we obviously had to do. That was a neat show. Oh, of course, great moments with Mr. Lincoln was definitely a highlight. So, seeing basically, you got to see all kinds of pieces of history here. Got to me, of course, no trip to Disneyland would be complete without Chippendale's Treehouse. So, of course, we did. So, most epic ride of all, the most epic theme park attraction of all time. Anyway. Of course, speaking of that area, speaking of being in Toontown, we also did Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin, which is just another one that was actually a lot of fun to go on. Like basically, you get to turn around in the cab and do all that, which is really cool. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to. It's all right now. Anyway, let's see here. Got to meet a couple of characters. Got a picture taken with Captain Hook. We actually got somewhat jump scared by Goofy. Somehow Goofy always manages to get us and get while we're there. So it's that was pretty funny to see. Yeah. I took quite a bit of pictures. I actually managed to send myself a couple souvenirs today. I'm at Downtown Disney. Let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of. Anyway. And I know there's more stuff we did. I'm just trying to remember it all. Let's see. Of course, near the end of the day, we did manage to do the Dumbo ride, and we went on Casey Jr. That was a nice tranquil ride to go on. Of course, and the Mark Twain, that was actually really cool too. Oh, of course, Haunted Mansion Holiday. I can't believe I forgot about that. The Haunted Mansion Holiday was a lot of fun to go on.
All right, what's up? What'd I miss?
Basically, I was trying to go over the stuff we did on Disneyland. I blanked out a couple times.
Where do you think you blanked out at?
I mean, I think I got everything covered, like all the major stuff. Like we went to all the sections of the park and stuff like that.
You mentioned Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
How we went on Smugglers Run twice.
Yeah, that last Smugglers ride, folks. I have a video of it up on the channel right now. It's about a minute long, but it just kind of like shows the excitement that the four of us had exiting that ride. Because Smugglers Run is a ride where it's like if you don't get a good combination of people, it can kind of be a little bit blasé. But if you get the right combination of people, like we had in there last night, it can be just an absolute blast.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, I think one of the I don't know if it was like Garrett or Rob, like, and then like thought they were like up and down or like they didn't realize they were supposed to like be steering the ship in a certain direction.
Well, I know that when I was doing left and right, I was like intentionally trying to crash into as much stuff as I could, just because I was like really wanting to piss Hondo off.
Yeah, and then who was your co-pilot?
Huh?
Who was your co-pilot, Garrett or Rob?
I think it was Garrett.
It was Doug or Garrett.
It was either Doug or I want to say it was Garrett because Doug.
I think he was the shooter.
Yeah, Doug was the pilot the first time.
Yeah, when I went on with him.
Yeah.
And I don't think he realized that he was supposed to be doing it up and down. I think he was like a left and right. I thought he was left and right too. I think that's when I was like, pull up.
But yeah, I mean, just overall, the impressions of Galaxy's Edge are just pretty incredible.
We haven't gotten to get into Oga's.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the drinks at Oga's, I know you had a good one, but
yeah, Java. I recommend the Java juice.
But yeah, if you're ordering any alcoholic beverage from Oga's, prepare to maybe be disappointed because I've ordered 3 so far and I was disappointed in each and every one of them. Specifically the Jedi Mind Trick, the Outer Rim, and the T1 100 Skyhopper. Those drinks range from wildly mediocre to terrible. But the cantina was a cool area for sure.
Yeah, we got to hear a bit of DJ Rex.
We did.
Didn't get to see him break down though.
Unfortunately not, no. That was a little bit of a shame.
Because we had to be elsewhere.
Didn't have to be elsewhere. My feet were really killing me.
Yeah, we had a stand-up part of the bar.
Yeah, unfortunately. I feel like it's only parties of 6 or more that get the booths.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, we even had to share a table with someone else.
I wouldn't have minded that at all if I would have gone to sit.
Anyway.
Okay, let's see. Then after Cantina, we decided to take a night cruise along the rivers of America on the Mark Twain. That was kind of a nice, pleasant, relaxing ride and something we weren't sure that we were going to get to do or not.
Yeah, fortunately, remember that's when the last time was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just all the rock work and everything in the rivers of America in that area, I think just looks spectacular.
I really liked it.
Yep. Honestly, as the night was winding down, man, we could have done so much. We could have done Pirates again. We easily could have done Indie again. It was just a matter of how we wanted to economize our time. And after about a half hour waiting at Bengal Barbecue, you guys doing Jungle Cruise at night while I ate, we headed into Fantasyland for the last hour of the night. This is where I always like to end my nights at Disneyland. It's kind of a tradition for me. So we kind of hit the 3 dark rides all in a row, which were
Snow White, Mr. Toad, and Pinocchio.
Yes. So what did you think of those 3 attractions?
They were fun. I mean, just kind of interesting to see the original rides at Disneyland open with.
Yeah, very old school. Pinocchio didn't open until the 80s.
Yeah. Well, still is interesting to see nonetheless.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like it would be a ride that would be there.
Yeah. Oh, look, and it looks like a monkey has appeared. A wild monkey has appeared.
And the wild monkey. Okay. And the wild monkey was about to leave.
You can come in.
I already have.
So any thoughts on Magic Mountain or Disneyland or this trip?
X2 was wonderful the first time. The second time was top 10 anime betrayals. Superman, Twisted Colossus, really good ones.
Uh-huh.
I loved your 180 of your reactions between Riddler and Justice League.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
And seeing the M&M stairs in person, that moment of seeing them, that first side of them, it was like the feeling of seeing a Broadway marquee in person.
Oh God. All right. And you weren't with us most of the day at Disneyland yesterday,
right?
We were in that big group of 5 for a while. So how was that?
It was nice.
Yeah. We got the smuggler cabin basically to ourselves, except for that one weird little girl single rider who was in there with us. Probably had no idea what to do.
And that was my first time too.
Yeah. Jacob, like I said, we ended our night out in Fantasyland and then did Buzz Lightyear and Star Tours and kind of called it a night.
They didn't have to shut down the Buzz Lightyear?
They did not have to shut down the Buzz Lightyear.
Is that do they have to shut it down constantly?
It's a running joke, Jacob.
I don't know these running jokes.
I know you don't. All right, folks. Well, this video is about 24 minutes long of us talking, so we're going to go ahead and sign off. I did lose a couple of vlogs on my memory card. I have no idea where they are. So I just wanted to film this just to give you guys something, a little taste of our trip. Where are we going tonight, guys?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yay.
And where are we going before that?
Mini golf.
Woo!
Yay.
I'm very excited about the mini golf. Excited about Little Shop 2. Should be a good day. Should be a nice off day from the parks for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See you guys later.
My original plan was to do DCA.
Yeah, but kind of budgeted that out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, plus I was kind of parked out.
I hear you. I think we're all kind of parked out
Yeah.
at this point.
I mean, especially since we're doing knots tomorrow.
Yeah.